Hi, I'm Jean Boone from the Central Branch of the Howard County Library System. Thanks for joining me today for Preschool Parade. This is a class designed for ages 2 to 5, and we're going to share some rhymes and songs and stories that all help build school readiness skills. As you can see, I'm at home recording this class, so it means I'm not going to be able to see your smiling faces. But the good thing is that you can stop the recording and pause anytime you need to take a break. And you can go back and replay the parts you like the best over and over again. So let's get started with a hello and welcome song. I've got the words next to me. Maybe you've seen this heard it on some of the other Howard County online classes. But we're going to do it with American Sign Language. And the signs go like this. Hello, friends. We're intertwine our fingers like friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Let's sing it twice. That way you can get the hang of the tune. Here's how it goes. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hello, hello. So, thanks again for being with me today. I want to share with you today a lot of rhyming stories and songs and poems. And many of them are silly, and some are maybe a little serious. Well, not too serious. But we're going to start with an action rhyme called Open, Shut Them. We're going to do this with our hands. And this is a great rhyme to do when you need to get your hands quiet and ready for an activity or for listening. And I actually made up a second verse about washing our hands because that's such an important part of our daily routine too. And so you could make up your own verses for whatever you need, but maybe you'd like to do the washing rhyme during your day when it's time for hand washing. So here's how it goes. Get your fingers ready. Open them up like this. We're going to open and shut. Ready? Here's how it goes. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them. Open, shut them. Lay them in your lap, lap, lap. Now let's wash our hands to the same tune like this. Wash them, wash them, wash them, wash them. Wash them till they're clean, clean, clean. Up and down and front and back and even in between, tween, tween. Great. Now we'll do the open, shut them again so that our hands are ready for listening to stories. And you can always say these rhymes too. You don't have to sing them, but if you remember the tune or you make up your own tune, it can be fun to sing it. All right, one more time. Here we go. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Lay them in your lap, lap, lap. Nice job. Great. Well, while I'm getting my things ready for our next song, I have an early learning tip for the grown-ups out there, which is to have fun with words with your children, and especially with rhyming words. It can be the rhythm and rhyme of poetry and songs helps children understand the component parts of words. They hear the sounds and broken down because that's what happens in a rhyme or a song. And that is an important building block for early literacy. And so sing as often as you can and make up silly rhymes. You can even use nonsense words because even words that don't exist can help children understand how language works by hearing those sounds. So we are going to try that with a familiar nursery rhyme. How about Hickory Dickory Dock? Do you know that one? So here's my clock, and here's my mouse. Hickory Dickory Dock goes like this. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock. Okay, so we don't need any special things any special tools for that. We can just do it with our fingers, have the mouse run off the clock and run down again. And when the clock strikes 1, we're going to clap once, and then the clock will strike 2. You can clap twice. And we'll keep going for a couple of different numbers. So we'll practice some counting as well as some rhyming. And we're going to make up some silly words as we go along. You ready? Let's try it. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1. There it goes. The mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 2. 2. The mouse said, what did the mouse say? Something that rhymes with 2. What do you want to put in there? The mouse said, woo-hoo! Or the mouse said, I'm blue. Or the mouse said, I can't believe it's true. Or the mouse said, my name is Sue. You can make up whatever you want. Let's say, woo-hoo, Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 3. 1, 2, 3. The mouse said, fiddle-dee-dee, Hickory Dickory Dock. Did you put in something else? What did you say that would rhyme with 3? Was it silly? Let's try 4. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The mouse shut the door. Boom! Hickory Dickory Dock. Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 5. The mouse took a dive. Or the mouse said, I'm alive, Hickory Dickory Dock. You can keep going all the way to 10 or as far as you want, making up silly rhymes. I hope that you'll have fun with that little game sometime this week. Okay, are you ready to move a little bit? Well, the next silly rhyming thing I want to share with you is a song, a very silly song. And it has great rhythm. So you might want to stand up and dance, clap your hands, stomp your feet, whatever you like. I'm going to share the words with you here. It's called Down by the Bay. And this song has been recorded by lots of singers. It's a very old traditional song. I like the rappy version myself, and I'm going to share some CD ideas with you at the end, the details later. But the words are, down by the bay where the watermelon grows, back to my home I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see, and then we'll make up the silly rhyme, some llamas wearing pajamas down by the bay. And you can see that all the words are kind of nonsensical. It's silly. Just have a lot of fun with it. So I like to clap while I sing this one. Are you ready? We'll sing it together. There are lots of verses, so by the time we get to the 3rd verse, you'll know this whole refrain and the tune by heart, I'm sure. Here we go. Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see llamas wearing pajamas? Down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, or if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a goose kissing a moose? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bear combing his, what rhymes, hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelon grows. Back to my home, I dare not go, or if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a fly wearing a bow tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever have a time when you couldn't find a rhyme? Down by the bay. There we go. Whew, that was a lot of rhymes, wasn't it? Did you have some more that you could make up? You could keep going as long as you want, but when you're done, you can say, did you ever have a time when you couldn't find a rhyme, and bring it all to a stop. All right, well, that was great fun. I hope you liked that. And now I have a story I want to share with you. And this one is about a silly animal, like those ones we just saw in that song. But this one, oh, there we go. This one is a bunny. He's not just any bunny. He is a funny bunny. And not only that, the reason he's funny is because he doesn't like to eat what most bunnies do. What do bunnies usually eat? Carrots, lettuce, leafy things from the garden, right? Well, this bunny liked to eat something that rhymes with bunny. Can you guess? Oh yes, it's honey. So the story is called The Funny Bunny Who Loved to Eat Honey. Are you ready? Let me see what else I need to get the story ready to go. I need this piece. I wonder what this could be. What do you think? Maybe a tree or a road or a wall? We'll find out in a minute. I think that's all we need to get started. Okay, are you ready for listening? Here we go. Once upon a time, there was a funny little bunny. And this bunny loved to eat honey. But it's hard for a bunny to find honey because bunnies can't go buy it at the grocery store and they can't climb trees like bears can to get the honey out of a bee's hive. Plus, that can be a little dangerous. So this bunny had to search and search for honey. He went around sniffing and sniffing every day, hoping he would find a little taste of honey. Well, one day he got very lucky and he found he could smell some honey. And he sniffed and popped until he came to a cave. It was Bear's cave, but Bear wasn't home. And Bunny hopped right in and found a big pot of honey. Oh, Bunny was so excited. He gobbled a few bites. He couldn't help himself. And then he ran away. But the next day he kept thinking about that honey. So he hopped on into the cave again and took a few more bites and ran away. And the next day he did the same thing and hopped away. And luckily, each time Bear was out. But Bear started to wonder about her honey because she noticed that the jar seemed empty, a little emptier than it was before, and pretty light. So Bear thought, I think someone has been eating my honey, and I'm going to have to catch whoever it is. So she set up a little trap. She put the honey up on a shelf, and she tipped it a little bit so that if somebody tried to touch it, it would fall. Well, the next day, when Bear was out hunting, guess who came? Right, it was the funny bunny. And he hopped right into the cave and looked around. Oh, where was the jar of honey? And then he saw it up on the shelf. It was a little higher than Bunny could reach, but because this bunny could hop, he thought he could hop up and get it. So he hopped a little. Not quite enough. He hopped again. Not quite enough. And this time he hopped really high. And he grabbed for that honey, but he missed. And the jar came falling down, and all of the honey spilled out. Oh no, all over Bunny. And it turns out the jar was not really all that empty. There was still a lot inside, and that honey got all over Bunny. Do you know what honey feels like? It's very sticky, very, very sticky. And when Bunny tried to hop away, he couldn't move. He was stuck in the honey, stuck right there next to the honey jar and not able to move. Before long, Bear came back. Oh, it looks like I caught someone who was eating my honey. I think I'm going to have some bunny stew for dinner tonight. Oh no, poor Bunny. And Bear set a big pot of water to boil on a fire. And then she went off to get some vegetables to go with her bunny stew. Well, poor Bunny, he thought to himself, if only I could get away, I would never steal honey again, I promise. But try as he might, he stayed stuck to that honey. And the fire got hotter and hotter, and Bunny got shakier and sweatier. But then the honey got thinner and thinner. Why do you think? It was melting from the fire. And as the honey got runny, the bunny got unstuck. And pretty soon Bunny could lift one foot and then 2 feet, and up as quick as he could, he hopped away and into the woods. Whew. And he thought to himself, I will never eat honey again. I will only eat carrots. And so the bunny lived happily ever after eating carrots, and the bear got to have all her honey and a vegetable stew. The end. I hope you enjoyed that silly story about the funny little bunny and the very runny honey and all those silly rhymes. So it seems like we should do another, I have another song I want to share with you about animals getting caught. And because we had a bunny who got caught, in the honey, right? The bunny got stuck in the honey. Well, in this song, It's called "A Hunting We Will Go," and this is a very old traditional song that is for making up silly rhymes. And if the words go, "A hunting we will go, a hunting we will go, we'll catch a," something like, we'll catch a bunny and put him in some honey, and then we'll let him go. So we're going to make up some pairs of rhymes. And then you could add some of your own if you want. And this time, to help us keep the rhythm, instead of clapping, let's tap our legs like this, okay? Here's how the song goes. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go, we'll catch a, how about a fox? We'll catch a fox and put him in a, what would rhyme? Maybe box? That's it. We'll catch a fox and put him in a box, and then we'll let him go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go, we'll catch a, what? Cat and put her in a, what would be a good rhyme? Hat. It's a little big for her. There we go. And then we'll let her go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go, we'll catch a goat and put him in a, boat? Boat would be a good rhyme. What else? How about coat? Put him in a coat, and then we'll let him go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go, we'll catch a bear and put him in a, chair? Fair? Here's a really silly one. Underwear, and then we'll let him go. Good job. Let's go through all of them. We'll keep it going faster this time, okay? Now that we've got all the matchups. Are you ready? Here we go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll catch a fox and put it in a box, and then we'll let it go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll catch a cat and put her in a hat, and then we'll let her go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll catch a goat and put him in a coat, and then we'll let him go. Oh, a hunting we will go, a hunting we will go. We'll catch a bear and put him in underwear, and then we'll let him go. Good job. All right, that was a fun, silly rhyme, and that is a game that you could play every day if you'd like. So, in addition to that suggestion, you might want to check out some books that give you some more poems and rhymes and action games to share. So, one that I'd like to show you is Tommy DePaulo's Mother Goose. This one is filled with all the traditional Mother Goose rhymes, and there are probably more than 100 in here. Lots and lots to keep you going if you wanted to do a different nursery rhyme every day or every week. And then this is another one I really like. Michael Rosen's A Great Big Cuddle, Poems for the Very Young. And it's got some really silly poems that have nonsense words that you can have fun with, like this one. Mr. Hobson Jobson says, itty bitty bat, tittle tattle tat, shilly shally shout, dilly dally out, and on and on. So if you would like to try those out, you can go to the library's website, hclibrary.org, and request them using your library barcode and PIN number and have them sent to the most convenient branch for you. And then when the holds come in, you just set up a time for contactless pickup. So I'm going to share some other book ideas with you and music. There are all kinds of resources, that you can borrow from the library. So here are some great fun books with lots of rhythm and rhyme. I've got Rhythm, Tanka Tanka Skunk, and Rap-a-Tap Tap are all picture books that just have great fun rhythm for reading aloud. And Rhinoceros Tap is by Sandra Boynton, who is known for her silliness and her silly animals. And it's got silly rhymes and a CD of music to go along with it. And then in the corners here are a couple of CDs that you could borrow if you want to bring some music home. One is all full of nursery rhymes to sing together, and the other one is a rhythm stick, some rhythm stick songs. So that is a really fun way to do some movement and some music and sing and tap at the same time. And you don't have to have rhythm sticks or any fancy instruments to do that. You could do it with a couple of spoons or pencils or markers or sticks you find outside. Just about anything could be a rhythm stick. And here are a few great collections. The one I just showed you, the two I just showed you with the Mother Goose and A Great Big Cuddle, and a couple others, Playtime Rhymes by Mark Brown, and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, which is filled with lots of great action rhymes to keep you guys busy at home. And the one in the corner here, Miss Mary Mac, is a board book with the rhyme Miss Mary Mac, which is also a clapping game you maybe know from your own childhood that you could teach your child. Goes like this: Miss Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black. Does that sound familiar? So you can do the clapping game along with the rhyme. And of course, you can also visit our website to find lots of e-resources, electronic books and games, and also lots of other online classes. So please check those out. And now, before we say goodbye, I wanted to remind everyone about the census. So the 2020 census is about to end on September 30th, and it's very, very important that everyone complete their census form because for that count to be complete and accurate, that helps our whole community and it helps the library. And our funding for our community and for the library comes from the numbers that are gathered by the census. So you can go to the library's website and get help on information and helpful links for completing the census. And the address right down here at the bottom is how to find that on the library's website. So please take a minute to do that if you haven't already. All right, so before we're done here, I wanted to end with another rhyme, a goodbye rhyme. And this one is called Bread and Butter. And the words are very simple. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as, and then we'll do it in lots of silly different ways. And this time, to get our rhythm for our rhyme, we're going to slap and clap. Okay, so we're going to slap our legs and then clap and start that rhythm going like this. Got it? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loudly as we can. Goodbye! Okay, let's do it again. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quietly as we can. Could you hear me? Let's do it again. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slowly as we can. Goodbye. Whew, that took a while. Want to do it the opposite? Oh, and the opposite of slow beat. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quickly as we can. Come on. It was so fast you probably missed it. One more. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as nicely as we can. Goodbye, my friends. Thanks again for sharing this time with me, and I hope I will see you soon. And I am going to leave you with this address. If you need to ask any questions about this class, please send an email to askhcls@hclibrary.org. Thanks again. Bye.